though, the one thing the people who put these crates down here did not expect on their sea voyage: water and weather. Lightning.
I love Resident Evil Revelations.
Oh no, it's gonna be zombies, isn't it?
I want a Resident Evil game where, like, okay, so I say this, I haven't actually played any Resident Evil games, but for me, if I was going to make a Resident Evil style game, it would be 100% about a company trying to do something unethical and evil, and they had some kind of, like, grandiose world conquest plan, but as you play the game, you keep discovering all of these ways in which they were incredibly incompetent about handling it and fucked everything up to the point where, like, it was a disaster. Like, it's not like one point of failure or, like, one mistake or, like, you know, they underestimated it. It's like, oh, he was supposed to go in the safety room, but they accidentally moved him to the other room because they had to repair, like, a light in the safety room. So he was in the unsafe room, which is also located directly above the generators, so when he escaped, he put off the power. There's supposed to be a security detail, but all of them were off shift because, like, 3 guys canceled the night before, and nobody thought to fix the schedule.
I mean, you're basically describing the actual Resident Evil franchise, really. That's kind of what it is.
I was wondering about that. It's like...
very sort of Chernobyl-style kind of failure, where everything that could go wrong did.
Yeah, and, like, the horror is not that, like, this corporation is doing something so evil. It's that they didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and they were just mundanely incompetent on every level.
Well, I don't seem to be able to do anything else here. So, there's a dead guy in the locker. That's cool. This kind of looks like the place we had that escape room game.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm getting flashbacks to just people throwing... what was the blood vials everywhere?
Yeah, the vials. One point I got stuck in a locker.
Trying to talk Chris into drinking the blood.
There was that serious moment where we're like, did we throw everything on the floor and now we can't solve the puzzle?
And then you and Chris were like working to get it done anyway.
Oh yeah, we motored.
Howdy, Charlie. How's your time off?
This looks really good. Like him wandering through here looks pretty good, even though you're nominally in control.
Me too. And there was a corpse.
What?
In the sick bay.
Something's wrong. Let's get out of here.
They're not like so. Obviously, the fact that it's like very linear has a lot to do with it, and that's probably why they designed. You know, probably some of the reason why they started the game like on a battleship. Because it's much easier to create like realistic looking pathing for like that looks cinematic when you're sharply limited in how much you can wander around.
So I failed this. I'm curious to see what happens if Josh can do it successfully.
I managed to do this successfully.
Oh, Josh immediately
hit it slightly too early. I wasn't sure what it was telling me to do.
You're lucky it was the freebie.
Yeah, the freebie, like, it doesn't matter.
This is really...
It'll be funny if I never get that in this whole thing, this whole game, just I fail every single heartbeat one because I can't figure it out.
That would really put a crimp in my plans for us to do the Yakuza franchise, starting with 0 throughout the entire series. Because, honestly, I'm not sure what the point of a Yakuza game is if you're not doing the karaoke. That's like the first thing I do whenever I get control in a Yakuza game. Like whenever it gets to like the point where you can poke around a little bit, it's like I go straight to karaoke and I do every single song.
Well, we could just actually do karaoke. You know, our solution to not doing karaoke is to just do real karaoke instead.
You're just gonna like learn the Japanese lyrics to all of the Yakuza songs and sing them?
I mean, not well.
That's fair. You know, hey. One of my favorite features in the 3 remaster is that they have the option to turn on like basically English subtitles for the lyrics.
You know what's interesting looking at this is the other game that I've played this year so far that has real models from real people. I think the other one is Control, which also I believe uses real actors. It's interesting to see how good this effect is, because remember when LA Noire came out, tech about this good was like its selling point, and now it's here in a $30 title.
I mean,
and no
LA
one talks
Noire
about it.
tech is vastly inferior to this and Until Dawn. Like, LA Noire had a lot of, like, cheating. There were, like, video textures of faces going on and not, like, real deforming, you know, models.
LA Noire is basically like in Disney
guy
World
looks really
or
happy.
Disneyland, where they have, like, a mannequin head and they just, like, project a face onto it.
Yeah, it was, like, very literally like that. Whereas Until Dawn was like the first game that I think really like did it in all in 3D properly. Well, I mean, like, you know, some of the later Uncharted's and The Last of Us probably did it earlier than Until Dawn, but Until Dawn was the first one to do it as like the big thing. Oh, I thought I was the guy in the back there, and I was like, what's this guy doing here?
Yeah.
But yeah, the tech has really come a long way, and like, you know, like LA Noire's chasing after that tech was like the reason why Team Bondi went bankrupt. So
no, that's like one out of a million reasons why Team Bondi went bankrupt.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of their budget was spent on it, but you know,
they were also just criminally mismanaged, like to the point where probably actually some of it is crimes.
Let's take a truck and just drive it off this boat.
You look like a mess on wheels, Chuck.
I ain't the only one.
Great. Good company.
Yeah, I would think that you would probably have a strange feeling also in this situation. Like, even if you're a tough guy Marine, where like you watch another tough guy Marine run around with a gun and then die, and then you see a bunch of dead bodies.
So this guy has like a kid that's like 10, right?
As best as we can tell, yes. Unless he's
to me,
asking
he looks like
about
he's
his large
19,
adult son.
So
that's how it was back then. No, it's not. He's not like 10. I think it implies that your kid is like sort of just born.
Charlie, get over here.
No, because you have that photo, right? Isn't that your kid?
So is that photo from the future? Yeah, because there was a photo sitting there.
Wait, you're right. Hang
These
on.
fucking expressions.
Whatever you do, don't Photoshop dicks going into their mouths. Well. Oh, the lighting changed.
I hear child laughter in the distance, and I hear Rutskarn just go, "Well," and I just picture him standing up and walking away. I am done.
I mean, that's a pretty reasonable reaction.
So far, all the jump scares have just been after people open doors.
Yeah, they've been pretty pedestrian thus far.
They had the kid run in front of you a couple times.
Like, a lot of people talk about how they'll do the rational thing when horror starts. Not me. I'm not going to be rational about it. I'm going to do the shit that people do in horror movies to get them killed.
I'll be there to laugh at you.
You're gonna drink and have sex and say I'll be right back?
Yeah, actually, that's way
I'll
too
be right
cool
back,
for all of us.
actually. Yeah.
Oh no!
Miss.
He's got a fucking knife!
Oh no, nice kid!
Miss! Ah, get some! Get some, motherfucker!
Oh no, he's got a heart attack!
When are they gonna make another Orgasmo movie?
What?
God damn it, Chris!
Meanwhile, off camera. Hey, let me see what you got there.
Mayday!
A knife! No!
Is anyone there? Hello, can anyone out there hear me?
I love that. That's my favorite thing ever.
Oh, come on!
Why is the radio operator smashing the telegram button?
Yeah. And
He's
talking.
about to get knife. He's about to get knife killed by a 13-year-old on Monster Energy drink.
Can you Morse code in all caps?
Yes. I think Morse code just is in caps.
Knife Kid just takes over Morse code and is like, "Great job, strike that. Great job, strike that."
Dude, you needed a way bigger crucifix.
That last guy did not look dead. He just looked surprised.
Most of the people here looked surprised.
Well, I mean, yeah.
And here's our big
Okay, this song
intro of what... Yeah, well, it's weird because I really want this anthology to become an anthology. I really love this idea, and I don't know if it will, but I love it.
Like a Black Mirror of video games kind of thing.
Well, now I feel old. I was thinking more like a Tales of the Crypt sort of thing, where there's this one old house where creepy stories are told by Bowler Hat Man.
Okay, guys, come
And
on.
the pivot
It's
here
obviously
to
this show is the Night Gallery.
guitars.
Obviously, this is the Night Gallery. Come on.
Night Gallery is probably the most...
This is
yeah,
the
that's-
2001 edition of Twilight Zone.
Have you actually heard of that? Because that's amazingly bad. This is better than that by a mile.
I was watching Star Trek Voyager on UPN, and they had commercials for that, but I never actually watched it. No.
This intro is fucking awesome. I love it.
This guy looks familiar, but I can't place him.
He is not a super well-known actor.
It's your uncle.
Can someone
Wait,
tell me
my
what
uncle
Man
or
of
Chris's
Medan means?
uncle?
Somebody look up what?
What Man of Medan actually means?
Well, Medan is a place.
Well, when I searched...
in
comma
Indonesia.
Dan that's been truncated.
When I... Oh, never mind, I'm an idiot.
Oh, it was Ghost Ship. That's right. It's Ghost Ship that vanished under mysterious circumstances.
Well, I'm dumb, ignore me.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, the guy's name is Pip Torrens as the curator.
Wait, oh, that's his real name? Holy shit, that's great!
It's
are
gonna be
you
one of
talking about
those
the...
situations where, like, the character's name is significantly worse than the actual actor's name.
No, the actor's name is is Pip Torrens. The character
Yeah, exactly.
is...
That's what I mean.
And welcome.
He's
like-
the Nazi guy on Preacher. He's... Like,
It's
I'm
gonna be
looking for
like
things you might know him
Stargate.
from.
When they replaced Michael Shanks and they brought in Corin Nemec as Jonas Quinn, who is an alien, but has a name that sounds more alien when you talk about the actor than the actual character.
He was Colonel Kaplan
I am
in
the
Force
curator.
Awakens.
The curator of stories. Stories
Ah,
of love,
that's
hate,
probably where I saw him.
greed, and beauty, life, and death. Stories such as this one.
Oh, he's in Versailles.
I'm
It looks
here
like
to
they're
report
wrapping
the
up a second one of
story
these,
you
so
choose to
maybe
tell.
there's hope for
You
it to
see,
at
this
least be
tale
a
is only part
double
written,
feature.
and the choices you make will complete it.
The next one is called
and
Little Hope.
determine whether the lives of those with whom
The
you are
Dark Pictures
interfering
DVD
continue
that
to
you find in the
flourish,
Walmart
or
that
whether
says
they
double
are
feature on it and features
snuffed
2
out.
B-tier films on it that you otherwise would never have watched.
You see, we each make decisions according to our own moral compass. And we have to live with those decisions or die by them. But you
It
shouldn't
is weird to
fear
me
death. It is, after all,
that somebody clearly,
it is the tax one
some
pays for
creative
having lived,
director
and it
at
comes
Supermassive clearly loves this
eventually
idea of
to
a
everybody. Still,
elderly,
none of us want for it to
foreign,
come too
psychological guy
Do it.
telling you about serving as sort of a framing device.
soon. As in
Yeah, I
life,
think that's because the guy
actions
is
you
a
take
genius.
Matter. The choices you make will affect.
What if they just gotten Peter Stormare? What? Oh.
What
They
was
should have
Peter
just gotten
Stormare's
Peter
name?
Stormare, if he was available. He didn't. I don't know if he had a name. He was just like the
I'll be
psychiatrist.
keeping a close eye
He was
on
the
your
Storm Heir.
progress. It's not my place to interfere.
He was
but I
Dr.
might be
Hill,
persuaded to offer the
according to
occasional
IMDb.
hint. Here's one for free. There are pictures
As
in this
the end
world
of this
that can show you
anthology,
some
Dr. Hill
possible
shows up and just
futures.
stabs this guy in the back and then takes over.
Find them and study
So
them.
here's another
They
thing
may
that shows
just
up
help
from
you to make
Until Dawn. They
better
have the totems.
decisions.
Instead of the little totems,
Should I
which
say,
there's
decisions
something
that
else now.
result in the outcomes
Paint.
you
Oh,
would
yeah,
prefer.
those things that give you, like,
That's
hints.
all for the moment.
That's actually a
We'll
really
talk
smart
again
system, I
soon
think.
enough.
I like it
We'll
a
have the
lot.
opportunity to
The other
account
thing is, I
for
feel
all
like this game has about as much
taken,
branching as Until Dawn does. It's just compressed into 4 hours, which actually works
Yeah.
really well.
There's less of that, like, explore, wander around, do puzzles.
Yeah. So it actually, even though it's only like
Oh,
a
we're
4 hour
playing
game,
Super Mario 64. Rutskarn, your turn. Here we go.
Read off the choices when they come up, please.
Right. We gotta find a way to, like, drop that latency a bit. Maybe try refreshing.
Simulcast. I'll just move.
I wonder if
stream
I
it
can
on Discord.
stream this.
Yeah, let's shake it up.
Alex's brother, innocent, witty. You are the Duke of Milan, French Polynesia.
Finally! I have
Does Milan
usurped
have a
Milan
duke?
from my cowardly older brother, who never deserved the title.
Well, Alex is your older brother, apparently, so...
We got enough?
All right.
If we run out, we can always call for backup.
So, look. I've never been down there before.
Down.
The water. Diving.
So, yeah, it's modern day now.
Maybe you can show
It
me
no longer
how
is the
pros do
World
it.
War II
Are
times,
you serious?
the Fubar time.
I mean, are you serious? You came out here without taking any lessons?
I feel like you
Set
could
your
say
phone.
that anytime now.
Okay, insecure, it's embarrassing, resentful, I had to work, or say nothing.
You got time. It's the time choice. He's on the phone. Pick
Insecure.
one. Insecure.
Insecure.
Let's get this all loaded up.
That you did not have enough time there. That
This
wasn't
might not
nothing
work.
with the delay. That was just you being busy on the phone.
Yeah, no, that was just my wife
Man,
calling and me
Conrad,
telling
or,
her that,
you know,
yeah.
How do I say it? Super fucking loaded?
So?
So don't sweat the little stuff, man. It's not cool. Don't make me regret letting you tag along.
Okay, uneasy, accusatory, or say nothing.
Uneasy.
I don't know if Josh reading
I'm
it
not
is
like-
any, because I'm seeing it as Josh is reading them.
Whatever.
I'm not.
Shut up.
You gotta loosen up.
Oh, come on.
Apparently, you've got the
Yeah,
supercomputer
it's everything
that
on
sees
this
into
trip.
Josh's
Wait.
future.
Trust me. I want
Chris
you to
should
have a
read
good
it
time.
while I look at
Okay,
it.
well, what if somebody asked me to do something stupid like run around?
That
naked
feels
or
like too
something?
many points of
Rhetorically.
failure.
Just go with it. All right, amigo. Cavalry's almost here.
Cool.
I
Sorry, I'm a
mean,
little bit
this
snappy.
isn't like
I'm
terrible
just-
advice, except for the
When we
fact
met
that they're
at
about to
school,
go
just stressful, you know?
diving.
Total shocker.
And man,
To an
the love
unknown
this
wreck.
thing, Julia,
Right.
it's been rough.
Which we're also about to learn that our
Empathetic,
character,
it must be tough. Cynical, it's been 2 weeks, say nothing. This is about Julia.
empathetic.
Yeah, I got you. It must be tough. No worries, man.
Huh? Yep.
I mean, we're about to
Well,
learn that
okay.
our character's about to go on a
Conrad
dive,
doesn't think we have
despite
enough
not
people.
knowing how to
Ah,
dive,
I guess I
which
should leave
is
now.
fucking
Yeah, let's go
insane.
Yeah.
Wait, like
Yeah.
no training at all?
Yeah, he's
Like,
never
has
You're
not
not
dived.
allowed
taken
to
a
do that
class.
shit. That's like illegal.
Yeah. Well, okay, laws are a thing, which we're about to come into
Can I get
intimate
you to go
contact
something?
with very soon.
Yeah, what?
I guess you're in French Polynesia, so maybe it's different.
I'm trying to make a decision
Most of
about.
this game is filling out forms.
About finishing med school?
No, but it's just.
That's the week you go to scuba diving school before going diving?
Right thing to do.
That's the first part of the anthology?
They had to figure out a way
Give
to
it some
pad
thought,
the game,
go with your
so
gut,
you have to
say
spend
nothing.
Cautious.
Okay.
You sure you're ready?
They have to pad the game out so people feel like they got their $30 worth. So they just like have the game pause while you go out and independently study how to dive before like taking 120 multiple choice questions so that you can get your diving license in game.
Conrad looks a lot like Connor Trinner.
Okay, so I've not played this much of this game. Like I said,
Sorry.
my save crapped out for
Connie,
some reason,
this is
and
Alex.
no one else's save just mysteriously vanished, just mine. So I gotta get that mystery on my hands.
Yeah, that's
But
weird.
Conrad is
haunted.
like
Finally meet you, Conrad.
every character in this
Grab
game
my
feels
leg,
like they
little bro.
belong entirely in the same
Probably.
tone,
I feel like I
except
already know
Conrad.
as much about you.
Conrad
Yeah, I'm a
feels
little-
like he came from like an '80s like action adventure movie.
Miss me.
Hey, man.
Or like a dude bro comedy or something. I'm looking forward to being able to play him.
That's a lot of seconds, cowboy.
Yeah.
I would have gone with minutes.
You get seasick? Are you cool? Do you say nothing?
Drink, 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 drink.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
cool then.
Cool. Tight. I love beer.
So you're very convincing, Rutskarn.
Succumb to peer pressure as a grown-ass man. Chug these
I like the
brewskis.
cut of your ship. It's Jib. Don't ruin it.
Yeah, this is the guy you need to impress.
You ever do any diving before?
This man's opinion of you is extremely
Tell
important.
the truth or no?
Yeah, I dive all the time, motherfucker.
Yeah. Totally.
I like the
I believe
one
they
beer
dive
goes straight
faster.
I was worried they're gonna stick me.
straight to Rutskarn said.
Not new.
Said like
Practically
half a
breathe
sip.
underwater at this
It's an
point.
accurate Rutskarn alcohol
So you
simulator.
Dive a lot? A couple, 3 times, you know, here and there, family trips.
So you're saying I made good choices for you guys thus far? You know, Chris is such a dude
where's the old
bro
crust bucket
in the
skipper?
end, right?
That's what Chris does.
Gnarly. Fliss is scary, and I don't want to make her mad.
She gets a power
I invite
walk.
you to make yourselves at home, but
Well, you should never make the captain of the ship you're on angry.
so is everybody on board and ready to go?
Yep, we're all fucking drunk, so we're ready to go. Let's do this.
Nobody said anything. We're just leaving.
Smelling, I'm buying.
She's not interested in small talk, is she?
Nope. If you walked onto a boat and saw Conrad, you also would not be very interested in chatting.
Also, she didn't
Alright,
explain where
Alex.
the emergency exits are.
She needed to do her like flight attendants.
Or like where the flotation devices
Everybody
are.
get your life jackets on. It's the law.
The emergency exit on the boat is just kind of like gestures everywhere at the ocean.